a significant role in human nutrition, especially as sources of vitamins, mineral, dietary fiber and antioxidants. India is the second largest producer of potato and paddy. For the production of crop, farmers involved in several agricultural practices: land preparation, selection of seeds, nursery raising, planting of seedling in field, application of fertilizer and manure, irrigation, weeding, spray of insecticides, and ultimately to the harvesting. Potato is known as the king of vegetable. It is fourth important food crop in India after wheat, rice and maize because of its great yield potential and high nutritive value. As a powerhouse of nutrients, vitamins and minerals, potatoes are the perfect base for a balanced diet.
It is rich in niacin, riboflavin, thiamine. Besides this, it also contains several minerals, for example calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium. It also contains sulfur and iron.
When the potato crop has attained 80 to 90 days and the aerial part of the plant has turned yellow, the dehalming or the cutting of haulms is carried out by sickle, by chemicals or by machines. The harvesting is done after 10 to 15 days of haulm cutting. During mechanical harvesting, bruising and skinning of tubers should be avoided, otherwise tubers become susceptible to rot disease. Potatoes are dug out with the help of hoe or fork or diggers. In the production process of crop, both quantities and qualitative losses occur from harvesting to consumption. Agricultural sector suffers greatly from post-harvest losses. Post-harvest technology is applied to agricultural produce after harvest to minimize and control these losses.
Post-harvest technology includes all operations related to agriculture produce to minimize losses on one hand, and to add value to the product, to the agriculture produce, so that consumer can get a good quality of food with balanced nutrition.
Storage aims to control various physiological and biological processes and keep the produce in maximum usable form. Pre-cooling plays an important role to prolong the storage life of potato.
Pre-cooling is very important as far as potato storage is concerned, because when we take potatoes from the field, it particularly during late harvesting, it carries lot of heat along with it. So before entering into the cold store, there is a provision. Technically, potatoes should be stopped, or that vehicle should be stopped in shade, and they should be cooled down. The tissue temperature should come down. Another way is to make them cool through air cooling or hydro cooling. There are different ways and means to bring the tissue temperature down.
Grading of potatoes is an important factor in the marketing process of potato. Grading reduces the cost of marketing and helps the consumers to get standard potato at fair price. It has a direct influence on utilization point of view. As small to medium-sized tubers are prepared for seed tubers, and large-sized tubers are prepared for processing purpose. Grading of tubers is done both by hand as well as graders. Coming on to the packaging and storage of potatoes, Commonly used packaging materials for potatoes are fiber mesh sacks, plastic film sacks, burlap bags. Potatoes are taken in plastic crates for local market. All the packaging or containers must be provided with enough vents so that the produce can remain fresh and alive. Processing converts perishable produce into stable products with longer life. The main purpose of processing is to minimize the qualitative and quantitative deterioration of the produce after harvest.
Value addition to the product that comes under processing. So in processing we make different products and standardize our raw material for the purpose of processing. For example, CPRI has developed varieties for processing. So our institute has taken a lead to provide raw material which is suitable for processing purposes. In case of potato, these products are chips, French fries, flakes. So product specific material has been developed, and this is how we can attract different entrepreneurs to utilize potato. Similarly, farmers are also encouraged to provide this grow potato which is suitable for processing industries.
In India, processed potatoes currently constitute less than 5% of annual production. At present, potato processing sector largely comprises of various kinds of dehydrated potato products, starch and liquid glucose, etc. Various items of potatoes like potato flour, potato chips, French fries, namkeen, tikki, samosa, mesh and paratha. Frozen potatoes are popular. Potato starch may be utilized in several industries. In food industry, it may be used as thickener in sauces, gravy, puddings, soups, etc. As softening agents in cakes, breads, biscuits and cookies too. As also an ingredient in custard, cream, candies and chewing gums.
As far as quality standards of different processing products are concerned, here we prefer this chip thickness 1 mm, and tubers selected for making chips should be round. They should contain less than 1% reducing sugar, and chips comes bright from such raw material. As far as French fries are concerned, here this dimension of finished product is 1 centimeter square. 1 by 1 centimeter should be their thickness, and of course they should be lengthy. French fry should be crispy, and here we prefer longer tuber, oblong shape, where we can get this crispy French fries, and they should not droop. As far as flakes are concerned, here more than 35 mm potatoes are preferred, and they should contain high dry matter. Of course, dry matter is the requirement of all the processed products, because during processing they consume lesser oil, and product becomes economical to the processor also, and it also nutritively superior for the customer.
Factors affecting quality and freshness are harvesting operations, raw material, preparation procedures like trimming, cutting, peeling and shredding, processing conditions, good manufacturing practices, packaging and storage. Farmers producing agricultural produce are scattered in remote villages, while consumers are in semi-urban and urban areas. This produce has to reach consumers for its final use and consumption through the marketing channels.
As far as different stakeholders are concerned in potato chain, there are in broad way 3 different type of chains are operating. One is for vegetable potatoes, Here farmer is the first, then it goes to cold stores and retailers and to the consumer. Another chain is for processing industries, again specialized varieties grown by the farmers, then specialized storage for processing industries. Of course, some material goes directly as raw material to the industry, and then finished products and consumer. And third one and very important is the seed chain. That is also handled by farmers and some established institutions as the grower, and then cold stores, and ultimately the farmer is the end user. So likewise there are three important chain, and fourth one we are trying to develop for specialty potato, where specialized potato will be available off shelves in the mega mall, supermarkets, etc.
Rice is probably the world's single most important foodstuff, being the staple food of over 2 billion people. It is a good source of carbohydrates, dietary fiber, protein, phosphorus and iron. It also contains some amounts of calcium. Rice has about 345 calories per 100 grams. Harvesting of rice crop involves 3 stages. The first is cutting, which is the cutting of the panicles and straw. The second is hulling, which involves moving the cut crop to the threshing location. And the third one is threshing, which means separating the paddy grain from the rest of the cut crop. The most appropriate time for harvesting the rice crop is when the grain has obtained 20 to 25% moisture and 80 to 85% of its straw is colored. After harvesting, paddy is generally associated with contaminations and impurities. The post-harvest management practice of cleaning and grading of paddy plays an important role in improving the quality of rice as well as safe storage. Cleaning of paddy refers to removing of immature, unfilled and non-grain materials. Through this process, coarse contaminants and other waste materials are removed from the actual yield. The grading of the paddy is done on its moisture content. Impurities, foreign matter, seeds, red grains and red streaks, and damaged grains in milled rice. At harvest time, rice grain contains a lot of moisture, which is equal to 20 to 22%. Through the drying process, the moisture from the grain mass is removed for the safe storage and preservation of quality, nutritive value and viability. Delays in drying, incomplete drying or ineffective drying reduce the seed and grain quality. In the country, different methods are used for drying the paddy grains. Sun drying is a traditional method of drying the paddy grains. Mechanical drying process means drying the grains by ventilating natural or heated air through the grain mass to get the moisture evaporated from it.
In case of the paddy, the hardening occurs. So, it should not be dried continuously. It should be dried intermittently, means dry the paddy for 1 hour, then you give for cooling period for 30 minutes, then you can go further drying. Otherwise, set drying is the best available system, but the constraint is the time. So, we have to go for the artificial drying methods.
After harvesting and drying, the paddy is subjected to the primary milling operation, which includes dehusking as well as the removal of bran layers before it is consumed. In this process, the rice which is obtained after milling is called raw rice. Another process through which rice is obtained is called parboiling rice. Nearly 60% of the total rice produced in India is subjected to parboiling. Milling is a crucial step in post-production of rice. The milling operation of paddy consists of shelling and separation steps. Machines like rice huller, under-runner disc huller, rubber roll huller and husk separator are used for milling. Storage environment plays an important role in safe storage of paddy or the rice.
Rice is a typical crop because its moisture content generally is high. Recommended moisture content for the paddy storage is 13 to 14%. So, first precaution for the storing the paddy is that moisture content management. It should be around 13 to 14%, and nowadays the bag storage is the best because we can monitor at least bag, and the bulk storage cannot be efficiently managed. So, it should be done in the bag storage, and preferably cool and low humidity is the main environmental factor which affects its storability.
Rice can be processed in many different ways. One of the processed products is the rice-based weaning food. One such unique weaning product is called the Assam mix. Another form of processed product from paddy is puffed rice. This is used in the manufacture of breakfast cereals, rice cakes and murmure, a popular ingredient of bhelpuri, the Indian chaat item. The flaked rice is a thin, crispy snack. It is mainly used as breakfast cereal, having high content of fiber and calorific value. Flaked rice, sometimes known as pounded rice, is most commonly sold as poha or pawa. Many types of processed rice products can be achieved through fermentation of rice. The products include dosa, rice wine, rice vinegar and idli. The rice flour is an excellent substitute for those who are allergic to gluten. It is used successfully in some baked goods such as cakes, cookies, dumplings and pasta. The main marketing channels of rice are producer to miller to consumer, producer to miller to retailer to consumer, producer to wholesaler, miller, retailer and finally to consumer, and producer to government procurement, miller, retailer, consumer. That post-harvest management helps us not only to cut the losses suffered at various stages after the harvesting of the crop, but also helps us to effectively increase the yield output